Hello everyone, it's Adam Sheard here from the Language Arts Institute. And you know what day it is today? It's Sunday. It's the day to kick back, relax, and enjoy a little bit of rest time from your really busy, hardworking week. I know I had a long week this week, and so I just came back and I want to play some games. So, as usual, we said that we can learn a lot by playing games, and a lot of my students have been asking me to make some vocabulary videos about some specific vocabulary from a certain discipline. So today, we're going to do that. We're going to talk a little bit about some financial vocabulary. So, we're diving into a game here called AdVenture Capital, and we're going to talk a little bit about some financial words. So we're going to start off with, which we see right on the screen here, capital. See how this gentleman here is saying capitalism's easy. Click the lemon or the progress bar to start. So what is capitalism? What is capital? As a noun, it's valuable resources in the form of money or things, also known as assets. So for example, South Korea is rich with human capital. Capital is also part of the word capitalism, which is a system where a country's trade and industry are owned privately, not by the government. So for example, the American economy is driven by capitalism. As a noun, we also have capitalist, which is someone who invests capital to make a profit. So for example, Warren Buffett is a famous capitalist. So here we see angel investors. Well, what is invest? Well, as a verb, it means to spend time or money with the expectation to receive some capital gains or profit. So for example, I invested $100 in Google 10 years ago, and now I've made $100,000 in profits. As a noun, we also have an investor, which is someone who spends capital with the expectation of receiving capital gains or profit. So for example, I gave the money I saved to an investor to invest it for me in the stock market. Now we also have the noun investment, which is a thing that is worth buying because it will increase in value in the future. So for example, right now, solar energy is a great investment. If you've been watching the news, you'll see that Elon Musk, the creator of Tesla, the electric car company, he has been investing very heavily in solar energy investments. On the unlocks page here, he says, want to maximize profits? Look no further. Get your investments to these quotas to unlock sweet profit bonuses. So what exactly is a quota? What is this quota that they're speaking about here? Quota is a very complicated word. As a noun, it means a limited or fixed amount of people or things. So for example, Canada's yearly immigration quota is 280,000 people. But as well as just meaning a limit, it also means a person's share of what has to be done. So if you're in a group, every single person has a responsibility. So for example, in my charity club, I need to meet my quota and donate at least 10 cans of food. Now this is interesting. Did you know that the word quota came from really, really old Latin, which meant how many? So this is why these days quota still means how many, but it's how many to a limit or how many as in a share of what you have to do for the group. Now, also on this page, they talk about profits. What is profit? Well, as a verb, it means to get or obtain a financial benefit. So for example, I profited a lot from my electric car investment. So I spent a lot of money, I bought some stocks in the stock market, and after a period of time, I got a good return. I got a profit from it. And as a noun, it is a financial gain or benefit. So, for example, investors receive a share of companies' profits. So if you invest in Google and Google's stock price increases, then usually the shareholders would get some kind of profit, some benefit from that. Now, another interesting fact here is, now if you look at the table on the bottom of the page, it's really interesting that the origin of this word actually came from Latin of on behalf of, to advance, to progress, and that now the meaning is an advantage or a benefit. So that's what a profit really means these days. It means it's a profit or a benefit that we've gotten through something else. So on behalf of someone or something else, like a company. So that's where profit comes from. Now, if we look under the managers section, we can see that, well, first, there are some very interesting managers with interesting names, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But first, what are they saying here? Hire one to run your business for you or to maximize efficiency. All for just one easy payment, salary schmallery. Now, what is this salary? Why do we need to pay them? Is this all one easy payment? Well, salary as a verb, this means to pay someone in return for their work or labor. So for example, I salary my employees twice a month. As a noun, this means a regular payment in return for work or labor. So for example, the salary of a lawyer is much higher than that of a construction worker. Another interesting story is the word salary actually comes from the Latin word sal, which means salt. And some people have said that this is because back in the day, the Roman soldiers were paid in coin or paid in salt, or they used the coin that they received, the salary they received, to buy salt for their family, for food, because back then salt was quite a valuable resource. All right, let's play the game a bit here. Like we were saying, this is a game of investment. So basically here we have some different investments. So at the top we have a lemonade stand. So if we click this, we can buy the right to sell lemonade. So every time we do that, we sell lemonade, we make $1. So I'm selling lemonade, and I can buy a lemonade stand or a shop to sell my lemonade at. So I keep selling more lemons, buying more lemonade stands, selling more lemons, buying more lemonade stands, and the more shops that I have, the more money that I make. So now I'm making $5 every time all of my shops sell some lemons. Now I have the option of buying a newspaper delivery place as well, but I'm going to keep on selling some lemons here just because lemonade stands are awesome. And I love lemonade. Well, let's take a look at this newspaper. Now this one, you can see, wow, we get $60 every time our newspaper shop sells newspapers. Now the same deal, if we buy another newspaper shop, now we have 2 shops selling newspapers. So we're investing every time into these newspaper shops. Now, if we hire someone, they'll help us do this job, so we don't have to keep clicking every single time. But for now, let's keep selling lemons and newspapers. Now, when we're doing this, we're buying the extra shops, but as we buy the shops, we lose some money, but the money that we get after that, the leftover, is profit. Right? So we're actually reinvesting our profit. We're investing it again and again. So now this guy says we can hire a manager to do this, which is awesome. So I'll hire a manager. We got Cabe Johnson here. And now if we look, Cabe Johnson is selling the lemonade for us. So now all we need to do is buy stores, and he will take care of the lemonade, the selling process for us, so we can make more profit. And still, we're reinvesting the profit. Here we're reinvesting it into the newspaper company. And now we have the car wash, and now that one has a lot of profit. We can get $540 for that. So this is a capitalist dream. We're privately owning all of these things. Now, we have upgrades, which we could buy to get more stuff. Managers, of course, help us get more things done so we don't have to click it, which is really good. I'd like to save up for more managers because then I don't have to do anything. I can just let the money make itself. You know, just like real life, you invest in something and just let your money sit there. And usually your investment will give you a good profit. So here are some of the managers. They all have very interesting names that we're going to talk about in just a little bit here. But one thing about this game is part of it is on Earth, and after you set up your shops on Earth, then you can set up more shops on another planet. But I think I need to play the game for a long time before that happens. So every time you sell a certain, or you buy a certain amount of shops, you get some bonuses. So for example, at 25 shops, you get double speed for your selling. And if you have a manager doing it, then they automatically do it for you. And it's very, very useful. So the pizza delivery is a very good industry here. You can see they make a lot of money. Also, the car washing industry makes a lot of money. I can't afford the upgrades right now. You can see they're very expensive, so $250,000. But it increases my profit by 3, which is a lot. So later on, I can do this and increase my profit quite a lot. So let's increase. I love pizza, so get some more investments into our pizza stock here. All right, now we have some matching games and some exercises so that we can review some of these vocabularies. So, just like last time, you need to select 2 of these and make a correct sentence. So question 1, A, think about someone's capital. B, get money regularly for working. C, to invest your money is to. And D, to receive a salary is to. So if you need to, you can pause, think about it, and when you're finished, unpause, and I'll give you the answer. All right, the answer for this one is B and D. So to receive a salary is to get money regularly for working. On to question 2. A, how many investments it needs to have. B, how many of a product or item it needs to sell. C, a company's yearly quota is, and D, a company's yearly profit is. Take a moment and think about it. All right, the answer is B and C. A company's yearly quota is how many of a product or item it needs to sell. All right, on to question 3. A, capital. B, stock market. C, employees get paid a salary based on their. And D, investors make money by investing. All right, try to figure it out. Okay, the answer is A and D. Investors make money by investing capital. All right. Next, we have a word replacing game. For this game, you need to replace the red word with another word from today's vocabulary. So question 1, this year we have reached our limit for sales. Question 2, Google employees are given good money every month. And question 3, after I pay for my company's costs like salaries and paper, what remains is the financial gain. Can you get the answers? All right, the answer for number 1 is quota. The answer for number 2 is salaries. The answer for number 3 is profit. All right, everyone, it's Sunday, so I'm going to keep playing and enjoy the rest of this day and relax to get ready for next week, and I hope all of you can relax and do the same. Make sure to check out some of our other videos. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And as always, learn smarter, not harder. Bye-bye.